360 of the board. Here's that weight again. This looks really good. I can already tell you guys, this is gonna sound elite. We're gonna introduce the Oblique from Mr. Bull. This is an interesting one because this is like pseudo in stock, kinda, but not really. It's a pre-order, and the pre-order fulfills really quick. It's a 4 to 8 week turnaround time after it's finished, which is the pre-order window is only until the 12th. So it's either till it sells out or the 12th. There's limited stuff available for this. Every vendor might be a bit different price-wise. I think there's a note on Bull's website for that, just because of tariffs and stuff, but the starting price is $405, so $405 US. The stats of the board, we're gonna look at a typing angle of 7.8 degrees. We have an 18.8 millimeter front height with an effective front height of 23.8 and a weight of roughly 1.8 kilograms with silicone strip mounting. All right, look at this cool ass case for this. The case mirrors the keyboard shape, which is actually really cool if you guys are into like collecting hard shell cases. This is kind of unique in that sense. So it has sort of the same vibe as the keyboard. Oh, nice. Ooh. Very, very nice. This is the bay. What is it? What is Bull officially calling this one? This is cream case with a brown orange patina. All right, so this is a coated unit. Look at this, guys. So this is an interesting one because you got your standard top shell over here with a really neat cherry lip, and I hope I can show this off nicely, but it kind of curves towards the edge over here. So you got a nice little cherry lip, which gives it a bit of character, gives it a little bit of definition from other keyboards like that. Then you have a beautiful side profile, absolutely stunning. So you get the weight peeking through with kind of this little area you can grab, but it just kind of angles and slants downwards with a nice seam through it. I actually like seams on keyboards. I think the keyboard looks good with that. Like, I don't think it looks bad or tacky or anything. Some people don't like it. Some people like a clean face, but you can slightly see that cherry lip over here, which is cool. Here is the back of the keyboard. Again, you can see the weight, which is really fun. Beautiful. Recessed USB-C port. It's very recessed. I almost worry a little bit that if you have some of those chunkier connectors, this might be a little tough if it wants to wiggle and stuff, but it is very recessed in there. And there's the bottom of this board. Stunning. It says Oblique here at the bottom. We have some feet, 2 on the weight, 2 on the case. Beautiful patina on this, by the way. Really fun weights. STR really killing it with weights here. It's beautiful. It really is. For $405 right now, I'm liking the way this looks. This looks, it has some complexity to it, which is great. The coatings are awesome, a big chunky weight on the bottom. I'm already happy for a pseudo in-stock product at $405 right now. So I think this is totally fair. We have Bull's logo on the inside. We have some stepped ridges here, which should help with a bunch of things, but I like them primarily for the way they kind of reflect sound, which is awesome. And then we have our USB cable sitting underneath the weight. And then we have some hidden screws. Some are angled, some are not. All right, we got our bunch of gaskets, our feet, and some, is it alignment pins? We have an aluminum plate and we should have a PEI plate. I'm gonna use aluminum today. Bull told me this was built around aluminum and solder PCB for us today. Here is the hot swap PCB. It is a fixed bottom row layout here on the hot swap one. But we do get some options. We get split backspace. We have step caps and regular. But yeah, we have just about everything except for more bottom row options. I guess I'm a little bit shocked that there's no bottom row options on this. Is this also being offered in Win Keyless? Oh, that's why it is. I see the Win Keyless pictures. That's probably why. Still a little shocked because I feel like it could have been added. Interesting plate, Bull. We have some really nice, almost like a leaf springs on the end over here, which is great. But then Bull kind of just cuts out the whole spacebar here and then just adds these skeletonized kind of like little tabs here in the center. So it still holds the switch and gives it some rigidity there. But lots of space for the spacebar to do its thing. It'd be nice to get 6.25U and a bunch of options, but you'd have to compromise the plate design. So I get it. I get it. Nice. ISO support on this plate. On the plastic plates, obviously just because it's for the sake of not destroying the plate. And you probably don't even need it as much. There's no cutout over here, so just in case you guys are wondering, All right, I'm not gonna tune this until afterwards, so let's just pop in our switches. Milky yellows today, guys. Does that sound good? Bowl, do we approve? Sounds fantastic. These are done with GS2, spring swapped, and filmed. Okay, dude, this is actually quite heavy, Bowl. It's intimidatingly like, it doesn't feel like it'd be heavy, but it's actually quite heavy. So we already have the daughter board installed, so we don't really need to open up the case at all. There is 2 screws on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 2 on the sides. And then those are where the little gasket cords or slots or whatever you want to call them would go, are in these little separate slots on the top, which is interesting. The machining is quite nice on this, actually. It's very, very nicely machined. And then to open it up, we need Torx screws. So let's grab this guy, I think. Ooh, very nice. So we have the daughter board over here, held in with 2 screws, a nice cable channel that actually works. Look at that. Very cool, actually. But it does line up, so it looks like it does kind of self-align with these, almost like a countersunk area over here, where it just plops in, kind of locks into place this way and doesn't move afterwards. Very cool, though. Here is the shape of the weight and the thickness of the weight, in case you guys are curious as well. Doesn't the bottom of the case feel so light when the weight is removed? Dude, this is actually quite a giant piece of heft. I agree. It is quite heavy, Bowl. What material is the weight? This one here is brass, but there are a few different versions, I believe. Bowl, I think you... Aesthetically, I really like this. This is, dare I say, Bowl, and I love all of Bowl's designs. I kind of like this a little bit more than the Pangea Mini for like the form factor. High praise. Well, that's my favorite project from Bowl, is the Pangea Mini. This might actually take the cake though, aesthetically. So Bowl, are these necessary to put in these little aligner things in the corners? I would assume so, right? They kind of just go in there, slot in there like that. Not mandatory, but they make it really nice so the plate doesn't slide around. Okay. Yeah, they're really easy to put in, so. Okay, it is white, gray, black. Okay. So 30, 60, 90, if anyone's using this as reference. I think I'm gonna try the middle one first. I'm gonna be honest, I usually don't like really light gaskets, but let's try this one here first. Do these go on the top frame as well? Oh, there's a screw. They do, okay. Oh no, yeah, they do, okay. Interesting. Oh, these just like pressure fit into place. Damn, that's actually pretty cool. What a neat idea this is. Yeah, they'd be easy to remove. You just need a pair of tweezers and they'll easily slip out. Getting them in, you do need to just make sure you press them in, and then they kind of just go in naturally, which is nice, but they're not hard to put in. They just have a certain way they press in, and then you should be good to go. Oh yeah, this just like fits really snugly in here and doesn't move at all. I really like that Bowl. You can see the corner silicone pieces are making it just lock in place, so this literally does not move. That is quite nice. All right, now we can put this together. This was a really cool choice. Ooh. Little 360 of the board. Here's that weight again. All right, Bowl. This looks really good. Again, it says it's supposed to be 1.8 kilos, I think unbuilt, but this feels hefty. I can already tell you guys, this is gonna sound elite. All right, we have Bowl's newest 60%, the Oblique, paired with an aluminum plate. You can't go wrong. With milky yellows, you can't go wrong. 60 durometer O-rings, or not O-rings, O-ring cords or silicone cords, whatever you want to call them, gaskets, let's just call them. Oh, okay, it doesn't fit with this particular cable. Remember I told you guys I was worried about the cable? I had a feeling. Not the cable. This is a chunky connector anyways. This has a lot of issues, a lot of keywords. All right, let's see how this sounds like, shall we? I mean, I just want to tune the stab up a little bit here. These alphas are sounding pretty low pitch. That's crazy. These alphas are sounding already insane. Much better. Let me type it on a bit actually here. This is literally on par with like sound-wise for what I think with the Pangea Mini. I do think the alphas are very pronounced on this and very nice. All the mods sound really good on this. I would say almost the spacebar is almost unique in a way. It's interesting. I feel like this actually is a bit more bass than some of Bull's other projects. It's not quite as like pop, and that might be just the design of the the fixture of the plate around the spacebar. But I like it. It has a bit more bass to it, you know? And I know what milky yellow spacebars sound like. Again, I think they're a slight bit different, but I think it's on par with how much I like the Pangea Mini. This is a nice pickup for 405, especially because this is in stock. If this was not in stock, I'd say, yeah, you know what? Like if you want to grab it and want to wait for it for sure. But in stock, this is, well, pre-order in stock, whatever you want to call it. 4 to 8 week delivery time. It's about a month or two. Pretty nice. I think I really like these silicone press-in things. To compare this to the F1 actually, because someone asked me how does this compare like feel versus like the F1 and stuff like that. You get a little bit of that same sort of like feedback you would on the F1. I'm sure if you use the hardest durometers, you could probably get more of that feedback. But it's sort of there, and I can even feel it with the desk a little bit. Like you can hear some of that like feedback you get too. Interesting. It's not quite there. It's not as pronounced as the F1, but like I said, some of that feedback, some of that feeling you get, the tactility of using that, like that F1 mounting style is there for sure. But it's subdued just ever so slightly. It feels like a good balance between a standard gasket and a little bit of having the F1. Like it's a cool balance between it all. What plate do you think will suit this kind of mounting? Okay, I only have the PEI plate, which might not be the best example of plastic. I don't know if plastic will be super great with full travel switches here. I feel like this is going to be one of the boards where you probably want to go with like plastic and long poles switches. When you really look at the alphas of the milky yellows here with just the aluminum, it's already pretty loud. I'm guessing what would happen is you would probably lose some of that harsher bottom out with a more poppy, maybe more subdued sound, and not quite the more like thud metallic-y sound. So, interesting. I don't know though. That'd be a tough one to say. If Manu's saying he has his with plastic and it's clacky, then that'd be interesting. Love you and goodbye. See you guys.